Pierce Brosnan transformed James Bond from a character into an enduring cultural icon, not through luck, but through discipline, precision, and resilience forged over decades of struggle. The image of him in a tuxedo is more than a costume. It is the embodiment of control and composure built from years of personal and professional challenges. Audiences often see only the polished result, the cold stare, the perfect smile, the seamless action, but few glimpse the silent battles behind the spotlight. His life was shaped by absence, loss, and grief long before the fame arrived, experiences that quietly refined his strength. Brosnan's story is a testament to endurance, how a man learns to navigate pain without letting it break him, how he channels the voids in life into a form of unshakable composure, and how surviving the unpredictable forces of loss allows one to stand resilient when the world seems to fall apart. Childhood in Drogheda. Born on May 16, 1953, in Drogheda, Ireland, Pierce Brosnan's early years were defined by absence. His father, Thomas Brosnan, left before he could form any memories of him, leaving a silence that became a constant presence. His mother, May, worked as a nurse and later moved to London when Pierce was 4, leaving him in the care of various relatives. These formative years were marked by shifting homes, transient connections, and an early understanding that life would not provide guarantees. The quiet, persistent absence taught him self-reliance and emotional restraint. Small, formative moments, like waiting by a doorway for someone who would never return, shaped his inner resolve. In those early experiences, he learned to carry silence without complaint and to manage expectations, lessons that would later manifest in the controlled, stoic presence he brought to the screen. Learning patience and self-reliance. During his childhood, Pierce moved between homes in Ireland, never staying long enough to feel rooted. Teachers noticed his intelligence, focus, and quiet determination, yet he remained distant, protective of a void that had no clear edges. He internalized the understanding that waiting often leads to disappointment and that self-sufficiency becomes a survival skill. His mother's return in 1964 introduced stability through her partner, William Carmichael, who became a quiet mentor in trust, reliability, and practical skills. This slow-building foundation taught him that life may not always provide what is expected, but one can still move forward, anchored by small, consistent sources of support. These lessons became central to his resilience and emotional depth, both as a person and as an actor. Discovering art and presence. Pierce's early ambitions leaned toward painting at London's St. Martin's School of Art, where he lived on minimal means while cultivating focus and skill. In 1971, a serendipitous visit to a small theater workshop changed his trajectory. Watching a fire eater, he stepped forward instinctively, discovering that presence, not polish, defined the impact he could have. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of his transformation into an actor capable of commanding attention without overt effort. The seeds of self-discipline, patience, and an understanding of absence informed his performance style. Drama became a natural extension of his life lessons, holding stillness, controlling emotion, and projecting confidence even in moments of personal uncertainty. His approach was not taught but ingrained through lived experience, struggles, and early career. After joining Drama Centre London, one of the most demanding acting programs in the UK, Pierce faced intense competition, with many dropping out. His ability to endure pressure, honed from childhood, set him apart. Early stage performances like I Wait Until Dark showcased his natural composure and control, traits that mirrored the life he had led quietly. Film roles in the 1980s were small, incremental, and often overshadowed by larger names, yet Pierce's approach remained consistent, steady, patient, and deliberate. He understood that success was not immediate, and that professional recognition often lagged behind preparation and persistence. By cultivating presence and internal discipline, he laid the groundwork for roles that required precision, emotional depth, and resilience. The road to Bond. Pierce's television breakthrough came with Remington Steele, where his presence captivated audiences across multiple countries. Despite success, the role of James Bond eluded him for years, first to Roger Moore and later to Timothy Dalton. The repeated near misses, disappointments, and timing misalignments could have discouraged a less resilient individual, yet Pierce's experience of managing absence and loss prepared him to endure. He approached the opportunity not as a chance for immediate validation, but as a culmination of long practice in patience, self-control, and readiness. When the call finally arrived in 1994 for GoldenEye, it was less a breakthrough than a natural progression, the reward for someone who had learned to wait without expectation and to seize opportunities with quiet confidence. Triumph and quiet reflection. GoldenEye was a commercial and cultural success, generating over $353 million, and followed by additional Bond films grossing over $1.2 billion. Pierce's performances were praised for their precision, composure, and authenticity, qualities born from years of personal discipline and emotional training. Yet success brought its own challenges. For Pierce, the triumph was not accompanied by personal release. The internal stillness, developed through decades of navigating absence and grief, remained. Even in high-risk stunts, he maintained control not to prove bravery, but to honor the discipline that had defined him. His professional accomplishments were inseparable from the life experiences that shaped them, illustrating how deeply personal resilience informs public achievement. Love, family, and endurance. Pierce's life was profoundly influenced by his marriage to Cassandra Harris and the birth of their children. Through love, he found stability, belonging, and purpose, experiences that contrasted sharply with the absence and uncertainty of his early years. Yet, these joys were tempered by tragedy. Cassandra's death from ovarian cancer in 1991 tested his capacity to endure yet again. Pierce remained steadfast, providing support, care, and presence, balancing the demands of grief with his responsibilities as a parent. The pattern repeated with the illness and eventual loss of his daughter Charlotte. Each instance of personal loss reinforced his understanding that presence, patience, and quiet endurance are sometimes the only tools available to navigate life's irreversible changes. Reflection on loss and meaning. In the end, Pierce Brosnan's journey is about navigating life's impermanence without surrender. The sequence of losses, from his father to his wife to his daughter, illustrates a life of repeated, profound grief that never fully departs. Yet, in each instance, he remains steady, teaching a subtle lesson about human endurance. It is not the spotlight, accolades, or cinematic triumphs that define him, but the ongoing capacity to live with the unavoidable voids. His story invites reflection on how absence shapes character, how grief can coexist with love and responsibility, and how even in the face of repeated loss, the human spirit can persist, holding space for others while quietly holding oneself together. It is a life lived with intention, presence, and unyielding courage. Enduring strength. Ultimately, Pierce Brosnan embodies a resilience that is both personal and emblematic. The tuxedo, the Bond persona, the cinematic achievements, all are extensions of lessons learned in silence, through patience, and in moments where no one was coming back. His life illustrates that real strength is not flashy or performed. It is measured in endurance, quiet care, and the ability to remain present when the world has offered nothing but absence. The essence of his journey is human, surviving, loving, and continuing to stand, even when everything familiar has fallen away. In Pierce Brosnan, we witness the rare combination of public triumph and private courage, an enduring model of how to face life's unpredictability with composed dignity.